It's time.
What is good, everybody? Afro sends you. You know how we go with not having an afro? Cause my fucking barber. I'm here today to bring you guys a tale of sorts. Today's story is going to be kind of different, alright? It's gonna be keywords because I want to keep it kind of PG, you know what I mean? So the keywords are gonna be shirt and Jimmy. Jimmy is penis and t-shirt is condom. If you can't handle these words at this point, this is not for you because it's gonna get pretty graphic in a way. So there are two separate scenarios where I almost lost my voice. The first one, it's like with the crazy ex Mackenzie, and the second one is when those keywords come into play, okay? So the first one, going back to my crazy ex girlfriend story, when me and Mackenzie used to, talk and all that, she was a bit freakier than I am, okay? And she spent that in my house. I think I elaborated on that. Now keep in mind, when I asked my father, because I was with my dad at the time, currently here, doing some stuff at high school, if that could happen, and he said, yeah. I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm scared. I remembered that I had her on the phone and she asked to spend the night, and I asked my dad so he could tell her no in a way where she would hear it too, but he said yes, and I'm just like, oh, well, I guess you can spend the night. She was like, oh yes, let's go. She came over, and she came over a few times actually. The first time was whatever, just kissing. The second time she came over, that's when she got a little bit of ugh. Like before she came over that time, she asked me on the phone. It was a text message. I remember, I never forgot this because it was hella weird. She asked, babe, when do you want to do it with me? I'm like, what the f***? Bitch, what? And my mindset at the time, 16 and pregnant was in its prime, right? And I used to watch MTV, so I'd always watch that and be like, I don't want that lifestyle for myself. I'm a child, 17, 18, whichever. I don't want baby. So she came over, and I didn't say anything. I act like I didn't read it because she quickly played it off like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, wrong person. But I didn't think about it. So she came over, and keep in mind, my dry hump game was strong. That was my weapon of, pelvis choice, because like I said, no babies, dry humping, ultimate condom. And I was going in like, just like a man, I had a rhythm to it, If I had a backboard, that backboard would have been singing, Oh! I remember that she took off her panties, and I'm just like, what? That feels different, and I'm just like, okay, your panties turned to macaroni and cheese, but that's fine. I'm just gonna, okay, that's not it. I don't know, I was confused. I backed the up, almost fell off my bed, and she was like, what happened? I'm like, where'd your go? She tried to sneak at me. Shortly after that, craziness, assume, yada yada. So second time, this was more up in, I think I was 18, 19, whichever. There was this girl I really liked, and we're talking for like a good time. And keep in mind, this is when the keywords come in, shirt and Jimmy, so pay attention. How I am with relationships with somebody. If I really like you, I'm gonna make an effort to see you. We had a little bit of distance, okay? We planned it out and went to go see each other. Now keep in mind, after the whole situation with the whole crazy ex-girlfriend thing, I wasn't even thinking about dry humping. My dry hump game was on a shrivel, I wasn't with it. I just really wanted to go and chill. But being human beings, when you're with somebody at night, just you two, can happen, and you just don't plan for that to happen sometimes. And you know what? That's what f***ing happened. So we're in the room chilling, kissing. No Netflix this time. I'm going straight off my instincts. Thing about me is I know as human beings that may happen. So even though I didn't have intentions to do that, I brought protection. I was scared. Alright. So I bought that just in case. Got to a point where the mood was just like, okay, it's time, okay? So I felt it was time, but there was a problem. So keep in mind, Jimmy has some issues. Jimmy was handicapped because before the gap between this girl and Megan, I used a plan B. Because I am a sexual being, I am a man, and Mia Khalifa was popping at the time. So that's just what happened. Mia Khalifa was just popping. There was other girls that are popping. Pornhub was a thing, bookmarks, all that. And you know what happens when you watch a lot of that? Your Jimmy gets fucked up, alright? Jimmy doesn't go to full power when you need him to go to full power. So for me, at best at that moment, Jimmy was able to go 70% at best. And 70% doesn't work when you got condoms because it says you gotta have Jimmy at 100 to put the t-shirt on, I was at a dilemma because even though he only got the 70%, he was fucked up. So keep in mind, the girl was here and the bag was on the other side of the bed. So from when I left from the girl, I went to the bag, Jimmy died. Jimmy was at 20%. He didn't get the f up. Jimmy just said, oh. And I was like, Jimmy, please. Jimmy, wake up, Jimmy. And Jimmy's looking at me like, no. I'm in a position where if I f up, she's gonna think I got a little Jimmy. Now keep in mind, t-shirts are decently sized lengths. And if your Jimmy's slacking, it's gonna be kind of difficult to put it in. So, Jimmy didn't like the shirt. Jimmy was just like, yank! Every time I try to put the shirt on, just like, Jimmy, yank! Get it off, bruh! Jimmy, play! Yank! Get that shit off! Jimmy, play! We're fighting! And she was just like, she didn't say anything, but she was just looking. But I did figure out what was partially the issue, because there's two problems that I had. First thing was, I was putting on the wrong way, alright? I didn't have the experience with putting the shit on, so, you know, I'm thinking that Jimmy's having an issue, plus, you know, doesn't fit. Now, the fact it didn't fit at first, I'm thinking, okay, I'm half Shaq, alright? That's what I was thinking in my head. But in actuality, I had it the wrong way. So what happened was, when she went to the bathroom, I quickly, you know, got on YouTube, had that tutorial on how to put on a condom. Now, mind you, that shit is hella weird, because you gotta look at some dude whose dick is probably bigger than your arm, because this shit was bigger than my hand, just sitting there, like, bruh. Finally got Jimmy to a 40%, but it didn't work, because as soon as I got Jimmy to 40, I moved to the bed, Jimmy went to 10. You did this! I'm just like, Jimmy, please. Like, I knew for a fact if I used Jimmy at that current time to try to, you know, get Jimmy would have just took the t-shirt off, and I'm just like, shit. So I went in knowing that Jimmy's gonna straight rip this t-shirt off like Hulk Hogan. I'm just like, okay, Jimmy, please work with me, Jimmy. That shit said, I'm like, no! But yeah, so that didn't happen. But moral of the story is, don't watch porn, kids, because if you're watching porn thinking that's gonna help your stroke game at all, it's gonna f it up.